After all these years, I can't believe he's finally mine. Welcome back to the Toy Cave. This past weekend, we headed to the Kane County Toy Show, also known as the Chicago Toy Show. It's one of America's biggest shows, and it did not disappoint. There were a ton of vendors as usual, but I thought it was a lot less crowded buyer-wise. It's definitely a buyer's market. There's a lot less buyers than there are sellers. It was pretty easy to get deals off the vendors if you had to ask. And some of them even outright told you they're taking 20% off, 50% off right off the bat. So there are a lot of great deals to be had. I managed to pick up one of my all-time grails, some other rare items, and just a whole bunch of fun stuff. The footage you're about to see was taken by my 11-year-old daughter. She shot the video while I did the hunting. She did a great job slowly scanning a bunch of the booths so you can get a good idea of what they sell at this show. If you're not into ambient toy show sounds and slow footage of a few of the booths, you can skip ahead to my haul at the end of the video and check out some of the awesome things I picked up. Anyway, let's go to the Chicago Toy Show.
I'll swing back around. Good seeing you. All right, bud. So you take more apart?
Oh, I found that. Look at all these toys. How big can they make
Much of your little mini rigs.
Do 15 on that.
this one too?
No, 10 on that one.
I mean, I saw some stuff, but nothing that
Flag for 600, which is killer, but I don't know. There was a guy.
the poster.
Is winning, Lionel. Shaka trying to prove back.
They got it pretty much. Yeah, we're gonna make a second version, potentially.
Yeah, he's got a lot of nice Legos. They're Lego guys. Thank you, folks. You want to look around for it, or do you want me to bring it up now? They're out of the box, and the 5 guys. Thank you. You need a bag?
No, I'm good.
Ah, he's angry.
Okay. Yeah, we're just trying to figure this out. Sure. Thank you. Yeah, so okay.
I think they came by yesterday, and I'm like, I think it was good, but maybe I was wrong. What do you think?
It looks really good.
Yeah. Did he say?
Where are the bags?
Mars Attacks. I don't know what the price is. Show them to me, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Is it the vintage or the modern ones? They're 1960s. Those weren't either. There's no more. I was gonna say, man. There were a couple in the stack. Really? Yeah. That's a lot. There's no number ones or anything. Yeah. Yeah, for 50 cents. There's also a cigarette, 1920 cigarette card. Wow.
your top picking modern objects. I mean, there's
Today he went to. So we got 2 weddings in a row. Yeah. Yep.
so it's getting close to this.
I mean, he's 28 now, so yeah. Well, yeah. I talked to him the other day, and he's
Let me know if I can help anybody.
Give me a question. How you doing?
Everything in the booth is negotiable.
Okay.
We need the little Dino Rider guys. Not really sure. We probably got 2 more buildings, but I might go through a little bit. Alright, man.
Other than Pee-wee's museum.
Parts for the home.
Desert Fox? Desert Fox. It's sealed. It is 300.
Well, I did.
All these muscle boys. So many muscle boys. Got the girls.
Cool.
Two, the glowy predator and a translucent predator.
My face. Almost enough to create the whole scene again. Just getting stepped on his face.
You have a good one.
Is there anything in that box?
You got to, especially here, you're going to be walking a lot. Yeah, I ran into, we went to the house and walking out there.
Oh wait, more parts.
Oh yeah.
Parts.
Very expensive bananas.
Yeah, right. Well, you gotta. So the animals, bad guys, bad guys, sweepers. I figure it's about 1800
Welcome back to the Toy Cave. Let's check out my haul. The first things I picked up at the show were a few Jurassic Park Chaos Effect dinosaurs. Chaos Effect was late in the Kenner line when they were really grasping at straws, so they came up with genetically mutated dinos. So they come in neon colors or weird mutations. This first one here is the Amargus Spinus. It is a combination of an Amargasaurus and a Spinosaurus. It's kind of this weird long neck, also carnivore creature. When you pull his back leg, these frills on his neck go out, his jaws open, and the spines on his back come up. It's kind of a weird looking dude. And then here's one that I've wanted for a long time. You may know I army build Jurassic Park Raptors. And this is the Chaos Effect Raptor in these beautiful bright colors. The greens, the yellows, the blues, it really pops. It's so nice. I'm really happy to add it to the collection. It also came with the capture gear for the arms and legs, and also the muzzle. So this is all I bought for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I got 3 more Usagis for my Usagi army. I just think it's fun to build this character because you know how rabbits like to breed, so having a whole shelf full of just Usagi is pretty funny. Plus, he's one of my favorite figures of all time, so when I find these for $2 or $3 in a bin, I picked them up. Here are the Masters of the Universe items I picked up. 3 pretty rare figures. From the Masters of the Universe movie, we've got Blade here. And also from the movie, we've got Sawrod.
The legend of He-Man continues in the Masters of the Universe movie with Blade, the slashing blaze of terror. With Sauron, Skeletor's evil lieutenant with a mouthful of lightning. Can they catch Gwildor before his cosmic key enables him to escape? Now, you can live the adventure with Sauron, Gwildor, and Blade.
I've waited a long time for this.
Figures sold separately from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
This guy suffers from horrible gold plastic syndrome. His bottom of his mouth here is broken off, but I got this guy for under $10, which is a steal for him. He's pretty cool. When you flick this thing in his back, shoots sparks out of his mouth, which is pretty awesome. So I was happy to grab him, even though he's broken, but most of them are, so I'm not going to complain. Then in the middle here, we've got Clamp Chap, the only black character in Masters of the Universe. I've wanted him for quite a while. And usually they have plastic cancer on the legs, but this guy is really nice and clean. I got Blade and Clamp Chap here from a stand that had 50% off of their Motu, and they were already reasonably priced, so I think I only paid like $15 for him and like $20 for Clamp Chap, which is just a really good deal. And then I also got a Stridor for $5. He's pretty nice. I already had the helmet in my parts bin, so I didn't really need that. But I saw this one with really good stickers, so I thought I'd probably be good to grab him finally. I also picked up a few of the mini comics. I tried to get the ones that went for Clamp Champ and for Blade and Saurod. So I got 2 of the Cosmic Key, Search for Keldor, and the Fastest Draw in the Universe for Rio Blast. Alright, we're gonna back up for this one. I finally picked up one of the few G.I. Joe vehicles I still want. I'm really just trying to get the G.I. Joe vehicles that are really the classic vehicles. So here is the Killer Whale Hovercraft.
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe!
It's a Cobra attack! Get the G.I. Joe hovercraft! Get the new Joes aboard!
G.I. Joe hovercraft holds 9 Joes. It's the big new way to bring the Joe team into action. And it floats on water.
Release depth charges! Go, Joe!
A real American
Chase that Cobra! Way to go, Joe!
G.I. Joe hovercraft comes with driver, other figures, and equipment sold separately from Hasbro.
I got a really good deal on this. Came with the blueprints. It was missing one of the rotors here, but I did have that in my spare parts along with 2 unbroken vanes I already had. So currently it's just missing the button that shoots the sled out the front and one of the missile boxes, and then it will be complete. Everything is pretty nice. The sled is in the front here. If you can see that, it's real nice and clean and unbroken. I'm very happy with this condition, especially for the price I paid, which was well under $100, which is a steal for this vehicle. And it also came with a bunch of accessories for the headquarters for no apparent reason. These are the 2 vanes that have brakes on the bottom that came with it, that I replaced with my own that I had already. And there's the other missiles for the missile box, so it shouldn't be hard to complete, but even without those few pieces, it looks really nice. Here's the random items I got that don't fit into any other theme here. I've got 2 Kenner Predator figures.
Aliens versus Predator. Clan leader, king of the Predators, battles with whipping dreadlocks. And Stalker, glowing in the dark, fires his spear. Suddenly, flipping up his spikes, the new wild boar alien attacks. Each sold separately. Who will survive? Aliens versus Predator.
I got this cool glow-in-the-dark one. I know I have his accessories, his mask for sure, and I think one of his weapons in my parts. And then there's this other Predator that is translucent. He was a mail-away exclusive, and I ended up getting these guys real cheap in a bundle, pretty much free. And then I've got this vintage 1978 Fozzie Bear Muppet figure. I got a couple of the other characters from Thrift Store this summer. I'm trying to complete that original set of Muppets figures. And I've got 2 Lego Futron Space Guys. I have the Futron monorail that I want to do a video about, and I'm still trying to build up my fleet of dudes here, so I got these guys pretty cheap. And then there's the Pee Wee Herman action figure from Matchbox. You may have seen in the video, this one guy had an entire jar of these, and he was selling them $10 a piece, and I thought that was a pretty good price to begin with, but mainly I just thought it was really funny how this guy had this entire jar full of them that he said he got the previous night, and everyone was buying. He said he sold like 9 of them already, and I just had to have a Pee-wee for my collection. Check out all these little buff boys.
Little buff boys, little buff boys, little buff boys.
We're stronger than He-Man, we kicked his can.
Little buff boys, little buff boys, little buff boys.
We like to chuck spears and drink beers.
Little buff boys, little buff boys, little buff boys.
Watch out, Rambo, we don't need no ammo.
Little buff boys, little buff boys, little buff boys.
So come hang at our cave if you wanna misbehave.
Little buff boys, little buff boys, little buff boys. Boys.
Yeah, these guys are from the Definitely Dinosaurs line. The dinosaurs in that line are pretty good, but I mainly really like these little buff guys here. They're all super muscle bound, like little He-Man. They came with various dinosaurs and were also sold in 2-packs. I got an entire bag of these guys for a pretty good deal. Quite a few of these I don't have, like this guy that came with the Ultrasaurus, which is probably the most expensive of the dinosaurs. And I got 2 of the girl that came with the T-Rex. Definitely Dinosaurs is a line that I see very few people online collecting, but I think it's great, and I think more people should collect them, especially these cavemen. They are just hilarious and great. This just looks like a little buff, bald baby boy. Next up are some Dino Riders I ended up picking up from 2 different vendors. The first vendor, I got this Deinonychus. He has his brain box and a saddle and guns, which is broken. I'm going to try to repair that. He also came with 1 ant guy. He's not the right one for him, but still cool. And it also came with 2 more accessories for the Pteranodon, which, in another bag, I grabbed all these naked dinosaurs, including the Pteranodon. So we've got a gun for him, and this is part of the saddle, which is mostly missing. I've got a ton of this guy. He's probably the most common. I've hung them all up in my Dino Riders area up on the wall. There's like a whole bunch of them. And then there is the Dimetrodon, which I did not have. He's pretty cool. He's got a little button that makes him talk. Hey. Yeah. And the Styracosaurus. The Ankylosaurus here. And another Deinonychus. So I ended up paying for these about what the brain box goes for on eBay. So this was a heck of a deal on Dino Riders. And lastly, here are the vintage Star Wars figures that I picked up at the show. It's always nice to complete a figure you've had for a long time. So I got the staff here for the Rancor Keeper, completing that figure. Then for $3 each, I grabbed a Chief Chirpa and an ATST Pilot. And for only $2, I grabbed another Biker Scout. These are going to go well in my Ewok Village Tower for my diorama. And finally, my favorite thing from the show, something that I've been searching for 30 years at flea markets, antique shops, everywhere. This is the coveted Blue Snaggletooth, the Sears exclusive from the Cantina playset. I've been looking for this guy forever, and whenever I find him, he's either outrageously priced or not in a condition that I would like him in. This one's got some rubbing on the silver of the front of the boots and a little bit of fading in the torso, but other than that, he's really good, and I feel like I got a good price for him. Much lower than eBay, but, you know, still a couple $100. Came with his blaster. I'm just ecstatic to finally have this guy. This completes all of my figures from Star Wars, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. Now I just have a few of the last 17 to complete my vintage Star Wars run. And yeah, Blue Snaggletooth. I can't believe I finally have him. That's all I got for you today. If you haven't been to the Chicago Toy Show, I highly recommend it. I'm thinking about taking a road trip next summer to another toy show. I heard the Great Ohio Toy Show is pretty good. If you have any other recommendations, which are a few hours distance from Wisconsin, let me know. Until next time, like this video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the Toy Cave for more vintage toy hunts and hauls. Thanks for watching.